Gravel.
No.
It is.
It's not.
Bullshit.
Begins with B.
What are you playing, Dave?
B.
We're playing I Spy,
You said G.
and the clue is G.
Yeah, gravel.
Yeah, but you said bullshit, and that begins with B.
Grass.
Yes!
Hey!
You win.
I spy my nice stuff from beginning with C.
Let's see what's going on
Collins.
this road
No.
here. Is Susie McCann
Cars.
places
Yes, fucking lots of them.
Who sang Teardrops in 1988? In God. No, it was Womack and Womo.
Hi, Sydney. I'm the drummer.
Andy, lead guitarist.
Andy, rhythm guitarist.
Dave, bass player.
How long have you performed together as Landspeeder?
About 4 years now, I think, isn't it?
2013. Yeah.
And have you performed together? Were you friends before? How did you all sort of come together?
Well, we played in a previous band, and that sort of diminished quickly.
Fizzled out,
Did
didn't
what?
it?
Finished really quickly as well, you know. And we always obviously kept in touch with each other, and decided to have a jam. And before you know it, here we are.
Oh, by the way, we're Landspeeder.
Yeah, probably helps to introduce us.
So you were known previously by a different name. How did the name Landspeeder come about?
Well, we were kind of scouting around for names, weren't we? And had a few. I think we actually sat in the bar and had a bit of paper, didn't we? And kept writing them down as we got them.
And they were all rubbish.
There were some fairly poor ones, but I think Landspeeder just sounded kind of cool, didn't it? Once you thought, because you didn't hear it right, did you?
No,
you,
well,
you
initially
thought
when
it was
you
something
first
else.
when you first come out with Landspeeder, I initially thought you said loudspeaker.
Yeah.
So I thought, yes, I like that, rock on, loudspeaker. And they went, no, Sid, it's Landspeeder. I went, oh. So I'm quite happy to accept whatever it was we all decided, but I still like loudspeaker.
Yes, you don't feel that?
No. Well, there's a few things you've got to do. You've got to do that.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Okay, is this
You've got
on?
to do that down the street.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you've got to get really, really close.
Okay.
There's
Is this on?
I'll do that later.
see the vomit stain. Yeah, from last time. Hello. Hello. Seems smaller than last time.
I do.
Isn't it?
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. Right, young lady?
You take your food, do you?
Yeah.
Is it from the previous bands you've done? Is this a similar sort of style of music, or did you make a drastic change in the
Yes,
style of
we
playing?
did. I think quite significantly, because in previous bands we've all played in, you know, none of us are green behind the ears, so to speak. We've all got a little bit of experience in those years. You play covers and what the people want to hear you play. Yeah. If you want to, you know, make a little bit of money from it. And since that point, if you like, we've worked on a lot of stuff which is our own material. And to be honest with you, it's a joy coming to rehearsals for me personally, because of what we're achieving, which we wouldn't have done in other bands, because it's a line really that we all are walking on, and to get off that line or step off of that line, you need to create your own sound.
And we've got such different influences, haven't we?
Again, and that's such a vital point in the music, because I can talk to Dave. Sometimes I don't even have to look at him, and I know, because of the experience we've had with playing each other and previously, where that verse is going to change, or that chord is going to change, and that's so important. And you wouldn't have that unless you've been playing together for quite a while, or there's that. I don't know. How would you explain it?
That chemistry, isn't it?
that chemistry against each other.
Symbiosis.
Yeah.
But I think because we all come from different places musically,
That's
we've all got different triggers.
absolutely.
And that's what makes, you know, I will go to do something based on my kind of tastes or experience or what I'm used to playing, but you'll respond based on what you're into.
That's right.
And these guys do the same, and that's where we end up making something that I find very hard to describe, because I can't say we sound like someone else.
No, that's right, because it's your own sound, and we've
It's
created
great
that ourselves.
Big musical
Yes.
stew.
There's massive influences in it, you know, throughout our, you know, I look back on my experiences are in the bands that I really liked growing up and still do to this day. But then in the flip side of that would be another brand new band where I'd get inspiration from as well.
Yeah.
And that reflects in what we play, because there's such a different category of music that one another like. There isn't that's the category for me, because it's, as Andy would say, a big stew pot full of mixed music.
Yeah.
And you take bite chunks out of it to create what you want to hear, or what you think's good enough. What was George Michael's first solo single?
Careless Whisper.
Which British band sang Ghost Town in 1981?
Specials.
Speak up, Sid. Speak up.
You wouldn't say there's any sort of specific influence. It's just a combination of different influences that all come together to create the music that you play now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we have to admit, you know, that we're of a certain age, so there's probably a couple of decades where we're most influenced by.
Absolutely. I mean,
40s and 50s.
well, yes.
Well, I'm
you
an
know,
old rockabilly,
I look at the.
What, 1940s?
Yeah.
How long ago? Yeah.
I'm joking, clearly.
But again, you know, I get inspiration from somebody like Keith Moon, and then I'll get inspiration from somebody like Stuart Copeland from the Police. You know, where you can't even put them in the same category,
Yeah.
because that is just off the cuff blues with Copeland and jazz, whereas Mooney's off his tits. You know what I mean? It's but you get inspiration from all sorts, Michael. It's so difficult to go, that's it, because it's coming from that direction and that direction, and you absorb it all. Then you know.
You can't say tits, this is a PG interview.
I'm sorry. Tell me off.
That's all right.
No
We're
tea.
Rebel Boy Media, I'm sure.
A Rebel Boy Media, yeah, absolutely. Bollocks to you.
We're gonna be alright then. When we reach the end, we're gonna be alright then.
How would you describe the style of music you play?
Our very own. When I've asked people we've played to and had feedback from the audience and stuff, they put us under so many different categories. I can't really tell you off the top of my head which category that would fall in, because again, there's rock, there's pop, there's indie, there's dance, there's punk, there's phenomenal amount, and we would fall into 2 or 3 of them categories automatically with our unique sound or the influence that we get from it.
I think if you listen back when you're talking to people in venues after we've been playing, and I mean, I've been told Sonic Youth, been told Wire, bands that I actually don't particularly listen to.
Yeah,
but it's quite interesting that it kind of takes you to a place.
I've spoken to friends as well, and they said I can hear the Ramones in there, I can hear Stiff Little Fingers in there, and I can hear American Idiot in there. I can
take that.
Yeah, and Killing Joke. And this is stuff 20 odd years ago. And to fall into that category today, I don't know whether we would fall into that, but that's what makes it so unique, I think.
I think the thing is, we don't actually try and sound like anybody else.
No.
We don't set out and say, God, I really love this band, I want to be like them.
No. And I think that's because of the influence we've had over the years of listening to what we listen to today.
Yeah. I mean, when we were growing up, I spent my teenage years as a rockabilly, then I became a goth, then I became an indie kid, and you only listen to those sorts of music. You didn't listen to anything else.
I think that's the sign of a good songwriter, though, is you don't sound like anyone else.
Yeah.
You take your influences, but you make it your own.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of bands out there who almost deliberately try to sound like other bands, and it's like, what's the fucking point?
We've never had it so good regarding music as we've got it now. When, as you said, when we were growing up, you only listened to what the radio had on, or whether you had enough money to go and buy the LP.
Yeah. Or what all your little gang of mates were listening
or
to.
Or what mum and dad were listening to. So we were restricted. So nowadays it's. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can remember being a rockabilly and diving into my parents' record collection and discovering Led Zeppelin and Rory Gallagher, Taste, and
you're thinking, what the hell are they doing with that?
And not actually being able to get my head around it because I was so tied into what I was listening to. A few years later, I went back and went, oh my God, I get it.
Yeah,
that's why I love ABBA so much.
So,
my parents.
Most of our stuff is pretty. I mean, if you strip it down, it's rock and roll. It's indie rock and roll, isn't it? Yeah. If you have to describe it as anything, I guess.
So there's nothing sophisticated about what we do.
Well, I do try to put some sophistication into the lyrics. I mean, I can't sing about, just kind of rhyming couplets about being in love. I mean, some of the lyrics are twisted, to say the least.
I do wonder where you get your inspiration from.
Well, there's one about the lesbian love affair that goes wrong. All right. But but that's the thing. I could, and I think that's one of the things is we do stuff that's fairly straightforward on the surface, but when you actually dig into it, you go,
it's a little bit twisted sometimes.
It's a bit off,
What was the first music video to be shown on MTV?
Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. No.
I thought it was
Bohemian Rhapsody.
And it'll come. It's begins with B, doesn't it?
Begins with what?
B, is it? Isn't it something to do with video kill the radio star?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's it. I was just going to say, there's a couple of clues.
Who's it by?
That one, I was going to go.
What's your usual process for putting new tracks together? I mean, you're recording you're putting together a few new tracks at the moment. And do you have someone that mainly deals with lyrics? I mean, how do you bring it all together when it comes to writing music?
don't think there's really a form as such, is there?
No, I think a lot of it can come down to just having a good old jam, having a really good old jam with the guys, because you're going to pick up stuff and find things when you wouldn't normally if you were just rehearsing for the gig, because you're going to concentrate on what you've written for that gig.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're just jamming, you can get inspiration comes to you automatically. It does for me.
We look at each
Dave,
other, don't we?
Dave, again, that's through the rhythm section. And again, it all comes down to how long we've been playing and how long he's been playing, not necessarily together, but having that. It's like a sixth sense in a way. I know when he's going to go and he knows when I'm going to go. And it's that automatically comes over time. And playing together like that sometimes can create the new song.
You just bounce off each other and we all look at we look at each other at the same time and go, remember that. Quick, go and get your iPad, record it.
Yeah, I mean, what generally happens is someone brings the bones of a song, I mean, literally could be a bass line and some basic lyrics, plays it in front of everyone, and we either go, I don't like it, or that's all right, and then we just put our bits into it.
Well, you take Telephone Head is a really good example of a song coming out of a jam.
Yeah.
We were warming up, and I just plugged my fuzzbox in and started playing a kind of second-rate Stooges riff that suddenly we all kind of went, oh, and it was like one of those meerkat moments where we all kind of went, oh, okay, we can do something with this, you know?
Yeah.
But other times, either you'll go, hey, I've got this beat, and we'll stick something to it, or you'll come in with something, or I'll come in with an idea.
Or you can, one or two of the boys have already written the song already, and they'll come to rehearsals with it, and then hit us with the song, and then we'll try and create the music towards the song, or vice versa. We'll make the actual music before the song, because again, it can come from different angles. Michael come from Dave's side, from Andy's side, from this little Andy, and myself. You know, again, we can listen to something and come back and go, hang on a minute, check this out. Bang.
Come on.
Hey, I think I see a space.
Do you?
Yeah, just go straight ahead, look.
Right behind this.
Is that a space?
Hang on, yeah.
You've arrived at your destination.
Go on, mate. Roll right in behind that
Is there one in front?
It's in the
Round the bin. And that wheelie bin is?
There's a pub there.
That's it.
And we can
Awesome.
Get in.
get
Get in the next one, Dean, if you can.
near it.
From what I've had feedback-wise from the years we've been playing, I can't fault it. I really can't. You know.
No, I mean I can cheerfully say, hand on heart, this is the best band I've ever been in, and I will put our stuff up against anybody's.
I'm so proud as well to think, little small band from Torrington, done what we've done. It speaks for itself.
If we stop tomorrow, I'll be happy, but I ain't bloody going to.
Oh no, I should be. My drum kit's coming in my grave. You know. Yeah.
I'm digging that.
Buried in the bass drum.
That's a big song, Andy. Buried in a bass drum. I like it.
Yeah.
Buried in a bass drum.
Right. Lee, I'll still go away and write a song.
There you go. That sometimes comes from just things like that. So, it's a perfect example for you.
How did you end up performing there?
It was me getting ideas above my station. We were playing pubs around here, weren't we? It was just getting boring.
And they were all shutting.
And they were all closing.
Yeah.
Or we were making them shut.
Yeah.
And one actually burnt down.
Yeah. But no, I just thought, go on, let's give it a push. And I contacted loads of venues that I fully expected to either get no answer from or just tell us where to get off. And Jim Mattinson at the Dublin Castle got straight back to me, I mean, literally within a day, and said, I've had a listen, really liked what I heard, and offered me a couple of dates. So we went down there, and it went really, really well that first time. And yeah, so we just keep going back. I mean, in fact, yeah, I mean, it's not a residency, but we are a regular band at the Dublin Castle, which is great.
And again, the feedback that you hear from a venue where you've never played before is worth its weight in gold. You know, you that's what you strive for. I do personally.
And the response you get from a cold London audience who are there to see other bands mostly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the last time we
awesome.
played, you know, they were straight on it, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the local sort of music scene for live bands at the minute?
What local music scene for live bands at the minute?
Frustrating. I mean, and it's not just around here. I mean, it's happening everywhere. All the great venues are closing. How the Exeter Cavern keeps going, especially after they had a fire and they've rebuilt.
Insurance.
Well, insurance, yeah. But the people don't go out and see bands the way they used to. I mean, when I was a teenager, early 20s, you could go out and see a band every night.
That's back to what Sid was saying about when we were younger, you had to find your music.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
days, you can just search on Spotify or whatever and get it.
And that goes towards it, you know. I mean, I sometimes think it's a bit of a seasonal thing as well. Summer, we'll take you in. We've got a few more customers in. We're going to get a revenue from whatever it is that they, you know. You will find more bands playing more venues throughout the summer, most definitely. You get the odd wedding, this, that, the other one. We've done a couple.
We did, didn't we? Yeah.
But it's the way of the world. It's that Spotify bubble, brilliant that it is.
Yeah.
Just again stops you going out the door because you've got the album at home already.
But it's Spotify and well, streaming in general has actually changed the way music is.
Gone are the days you go into to buy a CD.
Yeah.
You can go, I've downloaded it.
I don't actually see how Spotify benefits any musician.
It doesn't.
Well, it doesn't. No.
The only way it benefits musicians is by giving them some sort of an opportunity to be exposed to people who wouldn't have heard them before. The similar related artists thing, you know, you can browse through and you go, oh, what's that? Oh, I quite like that. I'll save that to a playlist.
I know how it benefits the music listener. I don't know how it benefits the musician.
Yeah, but that's the only way is by giving you that exposure to new ears. But you don't make any money. I mean, Spotify pays 0.0007 pence per play.
Don't we know?
Which is shocking. Having said which, we've made £20.82, which doesn't sound much, but when you break it down to the number of plays, that ain't bad.
But then there is there's a good side and bad side to it, because again, we can find out where our music's been listened to throughout the world.
Buenos Aires,
Argentina,
cheers,
Japan. We're all over the world.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like winning a lottery. It's phenomenal, man.
When you actually crunch the numbers, we get listened to more in Argentina than we do in the UK, which is insane.
Yeah.
And that's where the streaming thing
and
comes
again,
into
that
its
gives
own,
me,
but you never make a living out of it.
It gives me more inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, again, little band from little community Torrington.
Yeah.
You know, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
Well, the thing is, if we weren't trying to push the envelope and actually get a bit further out,
and again,
where would we be playing?
And that all comes down to what we've done as a whole between the four of us. You know, everybody's had their own individual input in it, and to read the rewards of just that inspires me.
Yeah.
You know,
I think if we weren't doing that, if we weren't trying to look further afield and what have you, we wouldn't be going now, because we'd have got sick of
and again,
playing in local pubs and having to do covers to keep.
Again, that's what I
happy,
think more inspiring, Dave, because I don't want to sound like that blues band in the pub yesterday.
No,
I don't want to sound like that.
No,
you know what I mean? I've done it.
Yeah. We're making music now that I want people to listen to. I want people to hear, because I think it's good enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, if I like it, I'm sure that the people that I've grown up with and gone to see bands with over the years are going to like it as well. Yeah. And having that thing around the world is. Yeah. Well, who wouldn't get inspired by it? You know.
Well, I mean, I listen to our album because I want to listen to it, because I like it.
Mine's on repeat.
Yeah. Not just because I'm getting off and listening to myself on CD.
Absolutely, far from it. But again, it's so inspiring to think that you've actually done what you've done.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, long may it continue.
I mean, when we got those CDs arrived in the box, that was just awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean.
Well, apart from you weren't too impressed, actually. I seem to recall.
No.
Good story, this, Michael. Good story.
Actually.
There you go.
I went straight up to Mr. Fish because he'd obviously done.
Start at the beginning. Just. Yeah.
I saw you first, didn't I? Because he wasn't here.
CD case.
I wasn't here at the time.
You weren't here either. Andy wasn't here, but you had the box of CDs, and you weren't here. And he said, "Look, I've got gifts. And I was like, I fucking know, because you put it on Facetune. I said, give it here, fucking give it here. And I opened the fucking
Where's the picture of me?
He said, where's my fucking photograph then? And I pulled the CD off. And, oh, you
There's a
bastard.
whole side of the
Fucking
CD.
filled my boots up then, that did.
I don't remember.
I was cussing him
I
out.
remember you ever apologising to me, actually.
I'm going to jump on him and stab him.
It's a bit hot up here, I don't know how it is down there. If I faint, can someone give me the kiss of life? Thank you.
Where's been your favourite venue to perform at? Which is your favourite performance so far?
I think, for me, it's got to be the Dublin Castle. It's a pain in the ass getting there. You got people who've kind of hopped on a tube or walked down the street or whatever to go there, and we've had to drive for 7 hours. Sometimes longer going home. As the time we went past Thorpe Park 3 times. But actually, I mean, and I've played in places like that before. You know, I've played the Bull and Gate and the Powerhouse and Christ knows what. But there's just something about that place that the people who've walked on that stage and stood where I stood.
Yeah.
You know, not Baby Shambles, what they're called, Libertines, Amy Winehouse, Madness, Blur, yeah, right up to the present day. I'm not putting us on a par with them, but I'm standing where they stood.
Yeah.
And there's just something kind of rising out the floor, you know, and it
can
comes out the
feel it.
walls, doesn't it? You know?
You can feel it. You know, we're all long in the tooth now. You know, I've played all over North Devon. I've played halfway up the country in Somerset, all over the years. And some venues are like walking into a cemetery.
Yeah.
You know, you can feel the atmosphere as soon as you walk in the door, and the place is buzzing. Dublin is buzzing.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it does inspire to play better because I mean,
and the fact
you've got to bear in mind, you know, you have to travel from 8 o'clock in the morning to get to London, so you can set up, do your sound check at 5 or whatever, and then play at 8:30 or whatever, and then play for half an hour, and then you drive all the way home again. It's a long day, as you know.
Get home at 3 in the morning.
So you've got to make the most of it, and I think because it's got that history and that vibe about it, you just play your best. And we played probably our best gigs there. All three have been awesome.
Absolutely blinding. Yeah.
And again,
from our point of
the
view,
feedback we've had from those guys, after doing all those free gigs up there, because each time it's been a different audience each time. You know, you never see the same face twice. No. The last time we played there, some random dude walked off the stage, or as I walked off the stage, should I say, and said, "Are you Sid?" And I was like, "Yeah, who the fuck are you?" And it was a guy at work, it was his son, and he told him to come and see us. And he brought all his buddies, and again, it was like winning a lottery again. The feedback was immense.
Yeah.
And you can't always get that from the pub down the road.
No. Although, I will say, the other venue that I always enjoyed playing, even when hardly anybody turned up, even when we were a bit rubbish, was a chill bar in Ilfracombe, because Lawrence was
an entertainment, wasn't it?
God, wasn't it?
Again, a beautiful venue.
I mean, it's closed now by pressure of the
twat who lives upstairs.
Residents,
you fucking dickhead.
Who basically put him out of business and sent him out of the country, effectively. But Lawrence did everything he possibly could to keep that place going for live music, for local live music. Some of the bands around here got their first chance to perform at the Chill Bar.
He did it for 7 years, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he fought tooth and nail for that place, didn't he?
It was a unique little venue.
It's heartbreaking.
It was awful seeing him fighting a good fight and just getting kicked back all the time. And you know, that guy deserves a bloody MBE for what he did. He was amazing.
If you could choose to perform anywhere, if you had a choice of any venue, where would you like to perform?
Pyramid Stage, Glastonbury.
It had to be.
Yeah. Whiskey a go-go.
Maybe CBGB's.
Yeah.
Glastonbury.
Yeah, Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Glastonbury.
Are you listening, Emily? We're available. Diary's open.
We're waiting for your call.
We're coming to the end of 2017. What can we expect from Landspeeder next year? I mean, you've got plans to record or any sort of big gigs coming up?
Yes, we have. We are, our fingers are in the pie, so to speak. We've got some recording to do. We want to look at getting straight onto that pretty much as soon as a few gigs we've got lined up as well in the new year out the way. More studio time is what we need. Yeah. We've just written a few new songs as well. They need ironing out. Still early doors, but yes, most definitely watch this space. There will be more Landspeeder tunes out there very soon.
Yeah, more singles of the week in America.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In terms of gigs, we're back to the Dublin Castle. We're not doing the old circuit anymore, and we are kind of pushing to try and get better gigs at proper. I don't mean proper venues, but I mean places where people go to see bands rather than, we're not playing any pubs anymore, are we? But we've got the Save the Children.
Yeah, massive festival coming up.
Saving some children.
Yeah, the down in North Weald Airfield, and that's going to be massive. I mean, that's a proper festival. They're still putting the lineup together, but they're still looking for a headliner, I believe. But there's loads of bands playing. That's going to be really good. We'll be playing.
we could
so future is quite bright, to be honest.
Yeah.
Again, we've written some new material and
a bit more radio play.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've not long just had a little interview as well, haven't we, with Union Jack Radio.
Yep. Laura Leeds, not Lucy Leeds. No, Lucy Leeds. Was it Lucy or Laura?
Lucy Leeds.
All the way through the interview, I was calling her the wrong name, and I can't remember which one I called
Lucy
her.
Leeds.
Yeah, Lucy Leeds.
Lucy Leeds.
And not Laura, which is what I kept calling her.
Or the other way around.
I don't think she
No, I
noticed.
think you said that you kept calling out Lucy.
And her name's Laura. Right.
Step on the surface if you're looking down at me and you're walking on the water. Walking on the better place to be when you're walking on the water. Still life, don't tell me that I'm reaching for the prize. Look what I'm when I'm walking on the water, Stand on the surface and you're looking down at me and you're walking on the water. Trying not to tread on all the fishes in the sea when you're walking on the water. I know you're gonna tell me that my wings still life. No, you're gonna tell me that our wings are full and bright. Know that I got something I can recognize and say it's mine. When I'm walking on the water, walking on the water, walking on the water,
I was really pleased with it. That was one of the best gigs we've ever played, and the crowd were really responsive. Yeah, they were into it from the end of the first song, and it was just fantastic. I had loads of people afterwards literally just stopping me and saying, "Oh, great set, man."
I think that's probably the best response that you've had at that venue.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were up for it, and it was great. And it helped that there was a really good band on before us, Davy Flats, because they were really good. So they got the crowd nicely warmed up. So they were receptive to start with. But that was ace. Really enjoyed every minute of it.
It was definitely good. There was loads of people taking photos.
Were there?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't see
There was a
that.
couple of people just in front of us that were just taking photos.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
There's a lot of people
Yeah,
on me
it's
looking
really
over
good.
my
Did they sign a release form?
And Andy didn't hit me. He
You
didn't hit
stayed
me.
well away though.
And I didn't have to.
You didn't get anywhere near.
And I didn't have to kick you.
Why did you kick me?
Well, last time you climbed on the stage and I kicked you out of the way.
Yeah, that was a bit aggressive.
It was a bit, wasn't it? Yeah.
I was making love to you in my eyes, Michael.
I did see that. Yeah. I did see that.
I couldn't help myself, you know.
I couldn't see a damn thing.
Impossible not to do.
But I did suddenly realise halfway through that I was throwing some very rock and roll shapes.
Your sister accused you of being a poser.
I'm a massive poser on stage. And I can't work out if that's not the real me or if that is the real me.
No, it's just a knob end.
She said she was really proud of you. It was great.
Yeah, she kept saying, I love you, I'm really proud of you, that was brilliant.
But I think that was definitely the best one yet.
Yeah.
The wait was a bit of a pain when things got confused and times got confused or changed and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that was how many worked to our advantage because we did an extra song. And we slightly rejigged the step kind of as we climbed on stage. So we got to do, I think the last song doing Living Ghost was a really good idea because it really kind of bookmarked the end of the set, you know.
My voice held up.
You did, didn't it? You did really well there.
Yeah, I saw you looking over.
Well, there was. I think the first verse you were struggling a bit, so I kind of did a little bit of sort of mid-range backup for you. But no, you did ever so well because I didn't think you'd be able to do it. You know. Love you too.
Jill, can we have a menage a trois? I'll just make that to David. You don't have to worry about it.
You just make it a menage a trois, save her a job.
I don't think she's into that idea. Sorry, Jim, I was only joking. Can you just not put
Sorry,
that
she
in
wasn't
the
actually
film?
listening.
Don't put that in the film, Michael.
Andy said, can we have a menage a trois? Because I love Dave.
I said, don't
and
worry,
I said, save her a job, make it a menage a deux.
Yeah, just get on with it.
Alright.
A menage a deux would be like a small Japanese dog,
like
wouldn't
Export
it?
Zoo, wouldn't it?
No, it'd be like a small Japanese dog, a Shih Tzu.
Well, no, it would be like a cross between a Shih Tzu and a poodle.
You want a menage a trois with a poodle and a Shih Tzu?
That'd be a menage a cat.
He is still filming, I just realised.
Oh shit, well, we agreed that he could put anything in. We'll have to make some stupid noise for it. No, you can't put that in, can you? Unlucky.
Yeah, you mentioned you've got a large following on Twitter. How can people sort of find out about you? You're on Facebook and Spotify and so on.
Yeah. Well, Landspeeder Band, at Landspeeder Band on Twitter. Then Facebook.
We are Landspeeder.
We are Landspeeder. But if you go to Facebook, there are two bands called Landspeeder, and we're the one with.
We are Landspeeder. 500
odd followers. And you can tell because he's got pictures of us on it, which does kind of help in identifying.
And we don't say we do Ewok and Wall.
No. The other band are an American one.
They're very nice people.
They're good lads. They took it very well, didn't they?
They did.
But if you go to pretty much all the sort of streaming download platforms, we're on all of those. iTunes, Google Play, Apple Music, Spotify, Sainsbury's. That was really bizarre, but yeah, we're on Sainsbury's online.
Amazon now, aren't we?
We're on Amazon. Various bizarre Indian ones that actually pay really well, but don't give many plays, strangely. And there's loads of stuff in Russian on Google, but I haven't actually worked out what it is, but it's something to do with us.
Is it?
And SoundCloud if you're really too tight to pay for it, but we don't get any money for that.
Or you can just buy the CD.
Available through the website.
Check it out.
What's the web address?
Google is your friend. Mainly because it's quite long and I can't actually remember it. But if you...
But you'll have links on your social media.
Yeah, everything links to everything else. Yeah. And on the website we've got a little merchandise page and you can buy our gorgeous t-shirts, which you're not wearing tonight.
I'm not tonight, no.
T-shirts,
badges, stickers,
CDs.
A 10-foot wide banner.
Which we've never used.
Because we could never find a venue big enough.
One-off. Well, it's a bit like Pledge Music. If you pay us enough, we'll sign it and you can buy it.
I did a bit of a Spinal Tap Stonehenge thing there, but...
yeah, I suppose you could actually say the banner was bigger than we are.
No.
So that's for sale if someone wants to buy it.
Yeah. But the immediate stuff goes on Twitter, and then anything that's a little bit more long term goes on Facebook, and we're linked from YouTube as well. A couple of acoustic
there's
things
a great YouTube channel with some great videos that our good friend Rebel Boy Media has done.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which is also on your website.
Which is also on the website.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The first video that Michael made for us actually got us a lot of traction and interest in it. I mean, we keep on using it, but actually we've had some really good comeback from that.
Well, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking to the girl from the Dublin Castle who still haven't got around to asking what her name was. That we interviewed in that one.
Do you feel very welcome at our place?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's awesome. You've made us feel home.
Hey, that's fine. Come on, the Dublin Castle is amazing. It's one of the few remaining Camden pubs which is very much like 1970s, and it's a family business.
It's fantastic, and
we managed to retain a bit of an atmosphere.
oh, you've certainly done that. You've certainly done that.
Okay, I'm very happy that you liked it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
The wife of the guy from the Magic Numbers.
No, he
There's a
fucking isn't.
There's a story there.
That's the site for the Magic Numbers.
Was it?
They've rings.
No, he fucking isn't. From the Magic Numbers? I know it's not.
And Seamus Brady.
Shameless.
We've got to name check Seamus.
Hello,
Want to
Seamus.
be tall.
Seamus is absolutely awesome. We love Seamus, and we've written a song about him.
One final parting moment for me, friend behind you. It's no longer behind you.
Oh man, come here, we're there. Can you get you on video? You're going to be in our film, pal.
Fine. Thanks to me.
Did you enjoy the gig?
The gig was fabulous.
Yeah? Did you go?
I went. And I conquered.
Enjoy it? It was Landspeeder. Did you get the name?
Sorry?
Landspeeder.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Very good.
Was it the indie rock that you expected it to be?
Well, it's more bluesy in the vernacular, I thought.
Was it more blues?
Did you see just the guy on his own?
Yeah.
I didn't come to the band before that.
Tall, I want to be tall. Stop it. What's your name, sir?
Andy.
Andy?
Yes.
I'm Mr. Brady.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Brady.
You're already got him right now. Generation X.
Is this going to be? Is this song going to be recorded on the new album this year?
Oh yes.
Absolutely,
well, not
mate.
necessarily
Absolutely.
this year.
Next year, because there's not much of this year left.
Well,
but
2018.
2018, yeah. It's he's a pretty iconic Camden character. We met him, thought he was absolutely fantastic, and he's the star of that first documentary that he made for us.
Yes, it will all be available on EVP Records.
Yeah, EVP Recordings, that's it. Yep.
When can we expect that to be released?
I think we're looking at late spring, early summer next year. We're going to aim for about sort of April time, I think.
Got to start a Kickstarter campaign.
I've thought about it.
Not joking.
No. Kickstarter, Pledge Music, they all do.
Oh,
excuse
thank
me.
you, Landspeeder.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Mr.
And
Collins.
Thank you, Katie.
We can do that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you've got quite a large following on Twitter. You want what's your other? Fuck that question.
Keep that in. I love
Gotcha. What's that you said, Michael?
Gotcha. Freestyle it, man.
It's not exactly Russell Hart, is it?
It's more Philomena Cook.
You mentioned your social media.
So, David, you mentioned your social media presence, and you're on Twitter. What other social media platforms does Landspeeder inhabitate?
Inhabitate.
That's my attitude.
Excellent, good work.
Thank you, Landspeeder.
Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Michael. Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Katie.
Bye.
Big up to Katie at the Sango.
Thank you, Katie.
Oh my God, she's got all embarrassed.
Now, stick with me on this. Ignore him being a twat, right? This is serious. When they're doing like the remembrance service and that, and they have to carry those flags, which obviously they hold him for quite a long time. They have a sort of belt thing with a little leather cup, and they literally pop the flagpole into it, and it saves the strain when they carry it. Because it takes all the weight. All you've got to do is then direct it. There you go. So you've got to look up Girl Guide flagpoles, tell us.